there's some eerie noises in the background, which is just a wonderful thing to start an intro with.
It's like Zelda.
It is quite like Zelda, but not Zelda because copyrights. Okay, so you're watching the Pootu channel. Welcome. What?
Random instruments.
Yeah, it's not me. It's some background noise. Well, welcome.
Isn't it?
It's not me, man. I got no sounds
Okay.
here. The only sounds that I have in this house is kids. And if it ain't a kid, it's probably not me. So, anyway, welcome, Twitch. It's your boy
Yeah, I
Pootu.
played the Glim. Sorry.
It's climate change.
Mhm.
Messing up the intro.
With his smorgasbord of sounds. What is that little? What is the xylophone? It's not a xylophone. There's another a Sklickenborg or something like that. What's it called? Anyway,
It's a kalimba.
yeah, there we go.
Sklickenborg.
You now have. I now commission you to write me an intro song using just that. That's what we're gonna have to do.
Oh, okay.
You played your hand.
I'll have it next time.
Now I have to have that lovely music. All right, so to the intro. My name is Pootu. You're watching Monday Night D&D. We are currently playing PS Zombies Creation, The Unbeaten Path, and we are having fun with it. We're going into session 6, and it's an exciting time. We're going to sit back, and I hope you sit back and take in this lovely adventure. Can't talk now or later, as we get rolling into this session. A reminder to hit that follow button, hit up our chat. We'd love to hear from you. And I'm going to kick it over to the master of this chaos, PS Zombie. PS Zombie, how's it going?
It's going good. A little sleepy because school's got me tired, but I think everyone's in the same boat with being a little bit stretched thin these days.
It's January for you.
So we're just here to have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone know if Roll20 has like a dark mode? Because right now this
No,
is very
it is not.
blinding.
That is a major thing on the wish list that everybody keeps bugging them about.
Yeah, because I'm like, this white is just like blinding. It really doesn't fit with like where we are right now. It's like, it would be nice if you could just set up the color as you wanted. Because like, if I had like an orange background right now, it would like look neat.
Under the page settings, you can set the background to black, but it doesn't change the interface or anything.
Yeah, I don't think I did anything. Yeah, background, I guess it would be like if I didn't have an image there.
Oh, true.
Anyways, so last session, our players awoke from being dead and found themselves in the home of the mysterious and creepy smiling man. He had this lovely log cabin where he had apparently introduced them to these heroes of old who had passed on in some capacity. He seemed to have many such people as represented by portraits on his wall. Perhaps we can see more of those in the future. But they chatted with him for a while. Upon leaving his house, they found themselves back in the sort of lobby area of the path that they had first entered when they very first set foot here. But now they had kind of synchronized with it more, and they could see other people there. They met a couple of other parties of 3, like themselves, and one of them was adventurers who had been attempting the path. Another was adventurers who had kind of given up, and now were just a lounge band for the lobby area. And a very mysterious, shady merchant who gave Alibaba an amulet of sorts, which we may see what that does later.
Oh yeah.
they found out that you can go either up or down in the path, and that they had gone up last time. They decided to go up again. And instead of the lush forest that they found themselves in last time, they set foot upon a desert land this time, and that's where we started. So, just to set the scene a little bit, you're in a very arid, dusty, deserty area, familiar to Alibaba, as this is not different from his home so much. There are...
It's wonderful out here.
Yes, that resistance to fire damage just really makes it super comfy. Yes, this is a sort of rocky mountainous area with red. Everything's sun bleached. Everything's very washed out with the bright sun shining. Unlike in the forest, there is a sun you can pinpoint in the sky, and it's off in the very, very distance. I'd say like between some rocks, you can see the peak of some faraway pyramid. And we'll say that's where you find yourselves.
That pyramid. Does that look familiar to you?
I imagine it is our destination, yes. I doubt we can reach it directly, though. I imagine we'll have to continue along using the doors that the path has given us. It probably drops off again.
Amubis.
Yes.
Give me a quick perception check.
Oh, I'll give you a check. I don't know if it'll be quick.
I guess we didn't do introductions this time.
First check of the... Oh, yeah.
Do we want to do that before every set? I guess it's nice too. So why don't we I'll just have you each race, class, specialization, I think is what we did last time. I kind of liked that. And name, obviously. So we'll start with you, Soundproof, or Battle Armor. Sorry.
Yeah, that's cool.
Soundproof everywhere else.
Yeah. A shame. I couldn't get Soundproof on Twitch. My character's name is Karis Fester. He is a mechanically high elf. I said ethnically last time, got made fun of it, but ethnically a Varial. I am playing an armorer artificer, and I currently have some additional powers gained from the cleric class. I've got a couple of things that might come up here. So, yeah, that's me.
And then Putu, if you want to go next.
Sure. It's your boy Putu. I play Amubis Calfin. I am a cleric of the Glaive domain, and I am dipping my toes very slowly into Paladin, gaining some special abilities from there. So that's me.
Nice.
And a Minotaur.
Big old Minotaur, man.
Didn't say my race.
True.
The name kind of tips your hat there.
Tips your hoof.
And then we got Climate Changer.
I'm playing Alibaba, who is a warlock with a genie patron, who is also a tiefling, and he's a little on the sketchy side. Let's be honest.
So sketch.
True. He's also got a touch of sorcerer from.
Yeah, he's got a little more going on than that. He was given some draconic.
Yeah, if anybody on here is new to watching this particular campaign, I loosely based it on Hades type games, like kind of roguelike, Dark Souls-esque mechanics to it. So that would be why they have boons and why they died and they're still around. So Amubis did that perception check.
Yes, and it was terrible.
All right.
The sand is in my eyes.
Right. It's all right. You're
it's dusty.
You are not quite used to this environment so much. though it's not so terribly foreign to a Minotaur type person. Minotaurs tend to be in labyrinths and whatnot, so someplace so wide open is not used to it. Plus, your eye's still a little bit sore, and the sand and sun are just not good for that.
Does anyone have some ointment? My eye.
Okay, yeah, sure. Here's some ointment.
Alibaba just has random ointment. You would.
If somebody has a healer,
He like picked an aloe vera plant off the.
Yeah, I have
you can do a nature check if you want to try to.
No,
find
no,
a plant
no.
where you can use
No one spoke
a
up
healer's
immediately.
kit.
Nobody's. I'll just touch myself and heal myself.
I've mostly used it for gathering blood so far, but sure. I'm not proficient or anything.
You gotta put your hands over your eyes.
Yeah, it's up to you
And
if you want to
then
do a medicine check just
Put your
to
fingers apart.
take a look-see.
To be perfectly fair,
You're not going to be terrible, right?
You only have to fix the one eye.
Well, he goes to try to, and then he hears just the voice of who was the guy he met with? What was his name again?
Dryston.
Dryston hears Dryston say, "You must have conviction." Oh, he's like, "Oh," and he drops it. He's like, "I'll just live with it."
There you go. The that sort of virtue and suffering that Dryston imparted upon him is taking effect. So I'll say from your current, there are very high walls in this area. So I mean, obviously, I don't have anything hidden on this map, but it's you know, you kind of see what's in front of you. It's not not a wide open sort of area.
Anubis is going
Isn't it obvious?
It is. It is. Seems to be a desert land. Anubis turns to Karos. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And I say to you,
Still
Karos, K-Man,
Ross.
the Ross, the R, the KR.
Karos.
Karos, and I say, how have you developed this potion that will supposedly help us with the doors? We don't know what we'll encounter ahead, but more than likely will be more doors. Everything go well with creating that bypass potion?
Yeah, it's just blood. Yeah, I took a lot of your blood. You've got a lot of blood. You're a big meaty man. So I've taken a fair bit of all of our blood. And we should be able to use that to bypass around I think 11 doors for me if it's the same as it was last time. So we're golden.
Yeah. So in the in
the
kit you received, I don't know if I brought it up before, but there was stuff to draw blood, and then kind of like a storage manner for it that insulates it well enough to keep for a day, a couple days, something like that. So, it's kind of like its own kit, but it's part of a healer's kit.
Nice.
But yes, you did already draw it. You already had a rest, so you're recovered from that blood loss. All right.
Alibaba is just doing sand angels. He just missed the desert so much. He's just feeling it.
Make a performance check. We'll see how good the sand angels are.
Performance.
Yeah, they're pretty good sand angels. You remember at the last minute to tuck your chin in so your sand angels don't have horns. So they actually look like pretty angelic.
Otherwise, they'd be sand devils.
Sand devils, yeah.
Dust
Exactly.
devils.
Oh, sand devils. Where?
I like how when you play D&D for long enough, you can be on a map and goof around with monster tokens literally right there. Like, wait, we know.
It's all good. There's gonna be monster tokens somewhere, right? Yeah, and I'll say also that what's pretty pleasant, Alibaba, is your new scaly skin doesn't it isn't quite as oily as normal skin, so it doesn't collect sand. So you get up and you're pretty much clean right away. So you don't have to brush yourself off too much.
Is that trait noticeable?
Sandrophobic.
Would we notice that just being in the party with him that he's got that?
So
I did show it to you.
Yeah, you might.
Okay.
The thing is that the scales are kind of like a slightly darker red than his skin already is. So it's kind of subtle. I said they kind of look more like freckles than they would like scales. Like they're not a complete coverage. Kind of more like what's that kind of armor that's leather that's got metal pieces set in it?
Scale?
Studded leather?
There's like a specific name for it.
Splint?
No, there's a specific word I'm thinking of. But anyways, it's more like that. So there's skin in between the scales, but the scales overall do offer more protection than regular skin does. So yeah, he showed it to you anyways. I would say the only one that probably you wouldn't know unless he told you is Kairos, because his are completely encased in metal.
Alibaba's kind of looking around this cliff to see what's ahead of us. Always good to see what you're walking into.
Yeah, I think you got a line of sight. You can see some. So you can see there's a straight shot. There's obviously a path that curves to the left. Straight ahead, you can see a small collection of what appears to be pretty ordinary sized normal snakes.
Ordinary snakes.
Ordinary snakes.
There's I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's some snakes up here.
That fairly common.
Shall we smite them?
I mean, they're just snakes.
They are in the way.
You see their names now?
Snakes.
They are in the way.
Why don't you charge in? I'll back you up.
Perhaps there's a way to scare them off. I mean, again, they are just snakes.
I could shoot something in the general direction.
I could make some fire near them. We could make loud noises.
Could you?
Yeah, we could do like prestidigitation, and thaumaturgy, and create some.
Let's attempt to just sort of spook them before we go slaughtering and smiting and stomping.
Yes, of course.
So I'm gonna make it look like there's some weasels, like a bunch of weasels, snake killing weasels that appear.
Honey badgers.
All right, what spell are you using to do that?
A combination of prestidigitation, and which is basically a sensory effect. Okay.
Yeah, it can only make palm-sized illusions, but it could make a sound.
The weasel squeaks.
Yeah, weasel squeaks, and then very loud weasel squeaks. So I'm going to combine it with thaumaturgy.
Does thaumaturgy do visual illusions?
No.
So it's just sounds.
I don't think any of us have minor illusions, so I guess it was.
Yeah, nobody has minor.
Yeah, I'm gonna say with just sounds, the snakes are much more reactive to heat or vibration. So sounds they're honestly not too bothered by. So they kind of just go about their business.
This is the distances here are accurate, right? Like we're 60 feet away. We're 45 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and plop down a create bonfire from here. So I'm gonna pop it in front of them. I'm gonna say I'm trying to give them a chance, so I'm gonna put it right here.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is one of my weird few genuine magical things because I guess I'm not ethnically a high elf. Yeah, it'll be more tech. So out of my wrist pops a little like launcher, and I launch a tiny discus that lands on the ground, and then a bonfire bursts up out of it. But it's just right in front of them. So
yeah, I'll say it's almost like an airstrike. Like the disc goes up and it shoots like a little laser that's got like a flashing point, like in an MMO, like an AoE effect, and then a little fire appears.
And it is sustained.
And these snakes, they do recoil from said fire, and they're just gonna kind of dig in here to the wall. He's not gonna go closer. So this one's gonna kind of dig in over here. This one's gonna go into this corner, and this guy, he's probably gonna join his friend over in this corner. So they've just kind of dug in, found their little hidey holes. They're not really wanting to be a part of fire. They're hissing.
You want to give me a little fire token or something that I could pop down?
Oh, sure.
A cantrip I might use sometimes, so maybe have on deck.
And it could work for a variety of fire effects.
Various fiery effects.
Yeah, y'all can do stuff while I look at this if you want.
So I could just pot shot these things from here.
Could do. Again, they're just snakes.
Alibaba. The vial that you carry with you, hypothetically, if you were to go in it and you were inside of the vial and
could we chuck you?
someone were to, I don't know, throw you, would that work? Would you get hurt?
That would work. I would be fine. I've done it many times.
Then I propose...
Really good to get out of a pinch, if you need to get out of a room, just put the flask in the corner, jump in, and nobody knows what happened,
I suggest the Alibaba grenade, Marty.
That seems quite effective if we also had some sort of catapult or trebuchet. We could just sort of fling you to our destination. Get to the temple, wait for hours.
It's not a very good offense because then it's just me popping out in a group of enemies.
Y'all remind me what your strength scores are?
Very low.
No, we will not remind you. We will not remind you. We will not talk about strength.
Low strength boys.
That's right.
I'm just kidding.
Oh wow, yeah.
That could be a party name. Low strength boys.
There you go. You don't technically have a party name yet. I thought of that.
The weak ones.
The beta boys.
Yes. Beta boys is trending.
It's possible we might be able to just sort of go if we try just walking and sort of using fire to generally distract them. I think I saw a brave explorer do this one time. He was going down into a tomb and he just sort of laid a bunch of fire everywhere so that snakes couldn't get to him.
Ah, yes, Lara Croft.
I believe I can create fire with thaumaturgy. So
I think you might be able to snuff out candles and light them, but
you call flames to flicker, brighten or change color. Anyway, I am making magical fires also.
Could we is there a certain color of light that messes with snakes, like red light or something? I can affect light. That's about all I can do as far as parlor tricks around the snakes here.
You can do a nature check if you like to see what you know about
Just
snake
strobe it
biology.
Make it go
like a
catatonic.
disco fire. It just says
Right.
a bunch of different colors.
And by now you can see that the other path has very ordinary sized scorpions that are kind of in a little cluster together. Oh, that's terrific. So you know that you have a pretty basic understanding. It's not like y'all have microscopes or anything like that in this world, but you know that they respond to the heat rather than the vision of fire. So an illusion of fire would not do anything to deter them, but an actual hot fire would.
Then we shall.
And the
use the
color
fire.
to them wouldn't matter at all. It's the heat that they're sensing.
So, my friends, I realize they're just snakes, but you know, the merchant, he mentioned that anything that we have, that we take their life source from, will charge up this sphere that he gave us, and we can use it for credit in the shop. And I'm not saying these
What items are you
I've
acquiring?
Animals.
thought.
What are these items you are getting, Alibaba? Is this safe? What deals have you made?
Safe. Sure. As safe as the rest of this place.
You know, I bet they're not actual snakes now that I'm thinking about it. And doesn't the path just generate things based off of the generalized life force it has? And that's what we're doing is we're sort of inputting more life force into the path so that I can generate more of these sorts of things. I bet
But
this is actually just like some of somebody's blood that's been sort of homunculized into a snake.
Amubus looks down at his belly and pats his belly and says, "Well, those shrubs sure did taste well, like shrubs."
Yeah, so maybe they're real snakes in the sense that they are in every way, shape, and form a snake, but I don't believe that they were born. I mean, this room was created for us. It will disappear as soon as we're gone. I'm not certain that things can experience a full life here.
Thanks a lot, smiling man.
I mean,
We're kind of doing them a favor.
I don't know the ethics of. This is sort of cloning a little bit, but in an odd way. Anyway, I'm down with killing these fake snakes.
Life is life,
If
regardless.
that's what you'd like to do, we can all prepare and we can.
I kind of just want to test it out in a environment we think we can survive in first.
Relatively safe. Yes, let's keep my fire here then to block them off and just sort of pot shot as you've said.
Can we move the fire and just stay close to it?
I can move the fire anywhere I want to.
Why don't we just surround it, stay close to it, or keep it between us and the snakes? I see there's two
Yeah,
that have
currently
scurried
is.
into the ridge, so move the fire in closer on them, scoot by them, and keep going. If it's working, we don't need to provoke them.
I
Well,
didn't get.
That's
I don't think. Let me give you control of the fire.
yeah. I didn't have control. That's what Alibaba was saying is that he'd like to test the medallion, and I think we'd probably find to handle a few snakes. I mean, unless they happen to poison you, I don't think we can really get too hurt.
Okay, so we're in agreement. Okay, I'll just go ahead and do it. And so he's going to shoot Eldritch Blast at the closest.
I'm gonna say from where you are, they're all in cover. I don't know if you can see here, but these ones are in this alcove here, which you would not be able to hit from your current position. And this one is in this alcove here, which is also in cover from you. So you would have to relocate to hit them.
That's fine. I'm
with
gonna
Eldritch Blast in particular.
move the fire here then, and Alibaba can move up, and I'm gonna move up right here. So that if they walk through a fire, I'm right here to hit them.
All right, they remain focused on the immediate fire and not so much on y'all.
Sounds Gucci.
I feel a little bad, but they're not real. Just keep telling yourself. All right.
I mean, I'm not certain. That's just a running theory.
Which one are you shooting at?
The one directly by the fire.
The one to the left there. All right. Well, why don't y'all go ahead and roll initiative?
Hmm.
Well, no. I'll let you both do something, and then we'll roll initiative after that, since y'all were like prepared.
My fire is my only range thing that I've got that wouldn't take a spell slot, so I'm just gonna I guess
Alright.
bust up my helmet. Just
Are you gonna move the fire into it, or are you just chilling the fire where it's at for now?
I'm chilling the fire where it's at, hoping that they won't try to run out of the fire, like they won't run into the fire, but they will stay contained. But I am going to go and, I don't know, ready myself to punch something if it comes
There
out.
you go. I like that one better. Sounds good.
Ready a punch.
So, Alibaba, that does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage. They are mere snaky boys.
I don't think that was the right damage.
Yeah, there should be.
Must have broken it. Okay.
You rolled
should be 1d10 plus 4, right? Or plus 5. Yeah, you got 5 charisma now. So it should be 1d10 plus 5.
Yeah, much better.
Yes. Yeah, this guy pops.
Big explodes.
What happens is you fire your flaming Eldritch Blast, and it goes to strike it as a snake might something invading it, and that Eldritch Blast goes right down its body and just splats outside the tail. Very dead.
Cool.
Clean. Initiative?
Can I take out the vial and look at it and see if anything happened?
Yes, because as this thing doth explodeth, you do see a wisp of bluish smoke come flying into the vial. Well, the smoke sort of condenses above the vial and drips in, and ever so teensy tiny slightly through a glass front of this vial, you can see it fills up just the tiniest bit. We're talking a small amount here.
Like a dewdrop. All right.
Well,
Yes.
get that initiative tracker up so we can go ahead and roll it.
The effect is like in Breath of the Wild, where you get a new rune. That sort of trip. How do you do initiative?
Turn order.
All right, let me trash these guys. There we go. Let me get some snake. I didn't click on anyone.
Ah, nice.
Even better. Well, no, we're going to take the 18. All right. Descending. All right, Amubis. You're a little ways back there, but you're up first.
A ways back, but first in the order.
As these snakes, especially with Alibaba's attack being fire-based, their attention is definitely drawn. They're aware that they're being assaulted, and they're interested in fighting back.
I can't physically get to the snake, right? They're kind of tucked away.
Unless you walk into fire.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not in a place that's inaccessible to you.
You can get to the other snake.
Like, you probably couldn't fit your whole body into where they are, but neither of them are more than 5 feet back. You could definitely reach them if you want to.
Because I want to run up
You
and ram
can
them
get over here.
near the scorpions. Oh, get
If you
over
want,
there.
I can-
Okay.
We were not addressing this.
I can chuck him in the initiative too. It's not a big deal.
All right. I would like to go here
That's in
and
a wall. There we go.
Yeah,
and solar shield.
yeah, you can definitely reach it from there.
Solar shield
Yeah,
attack.
you got
Should
a
have a
brand
little bit
new a spiky bolt.
better to hit now. Yeah.
Conviction
There you
of
go.
the
Lovely. That'll
Sweet.
hit.
Conviction of the sun.
Sweet. Yeah.
I
These
get
are little weak snaky boys. So yeah, do your thing.
You have incredible dexterity.
He does. He's
a-
dex based,
Yes.
not strength.
Yes, I do.
Great clerics don't get heavy armor, so
That makes sense.
nor martial weapons. But he does now.
Oh,
Yes, I do. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, so he's kind of lean for a
yeah.
That's
for
sort of,
That is very
Minotaur.
rude to talk about a bovine to be lean.
that was God saying that. It wasn't like
That's
you
right.
couldn't hear that in character.
I hear you, God.
You can be bulky if you want. Yeah, so again,
Crush me with this body.
with this one, a wee red wisp doth fly and condensate above the amulet that Alibaba holds and boop, drips right in there.
Do they form a little purple, or is it? Or is it like-
It's kind of like a lava lamp.
just sort
like
of
there's-
loopy.
They're gloopy and they're all kind of floating in there together.
Definitely got to decorate with this in the lamp.
I need you to go visit that lamp. I want to know how your genie's doing.
Is that your turn?
Yeah. I said it was.
Yeah,
you not
he's
hear me?
done.
Okay.
I didn't.
Oh, my bad. It's me up next. Sorry, I was distracted by roleplay.
Oh no, the snake!
All right, this snake, he's startled for sure. So I mean, with naught but fire in front of him, he's going to hold an attack, and that'll be his turn. As a snake would. Allison Baba, you are up next.
I'm gonna move here. Trying to line up through the cavern,
Yep, you got a line on him.
and gonna blast him.
What's the least cover you can have?
I think it's half. It's
Half?
half, 3/4, and full.
So half is plus 2 AC?
Half is plus 2 AC, I think.
All right, so we'll say he has half cover because you're doing a ranged attack towards him, and he's kind of like, in darts it would be the equivalent of like, not the outer ring. That'll hit him with spades. I'll tell
It
you. what.
might not even matter though.
How is there a 3/4 and
Be
not
like,
a
That'll
quarter?
hit him with.
You should have hidden, you stupid snake. Okay.
I mean, a quarter cover isn't really anything. That's like your feet. Like, oh, cool, I can't hit your feet.
Well,
That one didn't include the fire damage.
Ugh.
be like your
Add
chest.
plus
I mean,
2 fire.
that'll kill.
Plus-
That'll kill it, but like you might, for future reference.
Let's see.
Yeah. So this one, I mean, it
There we
just gets also popped. Nice. And its wisp floats over and enters your jar as well.
What color is this one?
Also blue.
Hmm.
So blue.
Yeah, so I'll leave the turn order up there, but for
Well,
now
that
we are
wasn't
not
so bad.
in
That wasn't
initiative
so bad.
anymore.
I would
Didn't
say.
expend any resources there.
Few more of those, and we'll be out of this maze in no
We'll
time.
be rich.
Where do you want to
Yes.
go next?
I say
You
we
can
go.
move that by, right?
Continue onward.
That was gonna just generally sort of move it around.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
when
kind of from where you're at now, were you gonna say anything, or were you just gonna ask?
I was gonna say when I get to about here, I want to take a little look see.
Yeah, for sure. Why don't you hit me with perception?
Can do. 11.
Okay. So you can definitely see a clearing out ahead of you. I'll say you're kind of facing that way, and then to your right, you see it curves around, and it kind of cuts around the corner. You can't quite see yet what's around that corner, but you know there's a clearing in front of you there, and then the path curves to your right. And I'll say you can see a largish dog-sized mass of fur, just right here.
Ugh, dogs. I've developed a fear of dogs.
I love it. It's canon. It's like I've never been hit before.
All right. Well, I am going to sort of wordlessly make a sort of general dog motion with my hands.
Is that a
It's a
jackal?
dog?
Probably doesn't get communicated.
Hyena. Jackal. Coyote.
You can
2 syllables. Sounds like.
Cougar.
Wolf.
if you're genuinely being silent, you can do a performance check to see how well you mime a dog.
Yes. Oh, I have a +0 to this. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
My other character is a bard, and so this is
Oh
not
my gosh.
the cognitive.
Yeah, so
There is an elephant around the corner.
what it is that your armor's a bit busier than you know, you're in it, so it's kind of a second skin to you. But to someone else, like it really kind of obscures a hand gesture to where it all just kind of looks like a mass of metal and beeping lights and stuff, and they just don't have a clue what you're doing.
Entirely fair.
But yeah, you're free to continue what you're doing. There's nothing stopping you.
Would we like to take on more people, or are we just going to sort of continue outward, see if we can't continue down the path, or are we going to sort of gather some resources here? We've got a bit of a juncture here.
I feel it's a good opportunity to fill up this vial, but I don't know if it's worth the risk, honestly.
Well, we don't know when we're going to be able to rest, but it seems like not infrequently. So it might be a good idea on, these early floors. And from what we've heard, we're not going to get to the temple to fight Sister Rodell again unless we get a messenger. If it's to be believed that there are more floors that we'll have to get through. I mean, I'm not entirely certain of our chances if the other group has been trying for, what is it? I mean, not officially several hundred years, but a bit.
Alibaba, if you want, go ahead and we'll kind of make this a retroactive investigation check to see like if you would have noticed something.
Yes. I do retroactively notice. Okay.
All right,
maybe
so
not.
I'll say just so it's not like a blank mystery. You got the vibe that the merchant had interesting things of what you do not know.
Okay.
But it seemed
Well,
like it could be.
I am interested in interesting things, and I, as you can see by what I brought with me, I like to acquire them. So let's fill up this vial. I think we can do this a little faster, though. I
And
have big spell.
the other thing is that we aren't going to be able to defeat Sister Riddell. I mean, right now we all did die. We all remember that. It's not as if we've increased in strength enough to suddenly be a match for her in about a good night's of rest. I say perhaps we take this one to gather more information, gather more resources, see what we're going to be dealing with here, and then perhaps make a proper expedition of it when we've got some specific advantages.
I have been wanting to try something I think I can do now.
Would we like to perform a similar tactic where we put fire down in front of us and just sort of take pot shots?
Now, I mean, it's worked before. Why not?
Yes. I'm gonna step out here. I'm gonna put my fire down right here. I like that my fire has a name. Commoner.
Oh, can you see that?
Yeah.
I didn't know. Oh yeah,
like
you can
it.
you
I
can
like
see it
it.
because it's yours.
Yeah.
Here, I can do this.
Can I see the mammal?
1 sec. Sorry, I was renaming. Is that? Nope, still commoner.
Still commoner. Still.
Here, we can do this. There you go. Bow. Pow. Yay.
There he is. There's
I'll from where you're at. I mean, you can see like this one.
Okay.
Just peeking around back there. And you can probably see the one straight across too. They're all kind of like tucked away in corners. They're right now they just look like a mass of brown fur. Well, like I said, they look like medium dog sized.
So, Alibaba's like, check this out. And he uses Eldritch Blast, but he also uses one meta magic point to cast Twin Spell
Nice.
and targets 2 of the masses of fur.
So you're going for this one and this one?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, great. Yeah, go ahead and roll the attack for the second one.
I'll be back in 1 moment.
Yeah,
I guess, is it an attack roll for both?
Yes.
Do I do 2?
Yeah,
Okay.
Especially if you're targeting 2 different creatures. Yeah. So that one hits. That one's gonna miss. So I'll say you hit this top one here, and as your bolt blasts into it, you see it like basically blows a hole in this thing, and indeed doth kill it. And you see the wisps of blue smoke come and get sucked into the bottle as well.
That worked.
Should we continue
Yeah.
this
Go
way?
ahead and roll initiative now that they've been assaulted.
You angered the creature.
They're interested in
Now that
fighting back.
we've assaulted them, we're interested in fighting.
Man. Alibaba, you're all
Logan,
over the
did you
board
see
with your
the,
initiative.
Did you see that? I shot two things out at once. Pretty powerful. Mm-hmm.
Yes. So it would seem.
Pretty cool.
All right. Well, Kuros, you're up next.
All right. Let me see what my distance is. What do we got on distance?
I can go the distance.
I believe I can hit that. So,
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go ahead and
I'm gonna go ahead and move up here and redirect my fire. Can I see that? Yeah. I'm gonna move my fire to here if that is okay.
Ooh, that scorpion.
yeah, they're
They're interested now.
well, they just saw someone explode, so they're just scurrying as mindless beasts tend to
Entirely fair.
do. Just doing a little scurrying, not really interested in.
Yes, I do that as well.
It's gonna go there. Okay. Yes, you may move it there. It is a dexterity save, I believe.
Yes. For
All right.
fire damage. It's just my only ranged thing. Oof, they will make that save.
Yeah, so he well, this creature as you move the fire, it the little device, it scrapes a little bit in the sand and it sees it coming and it's able to kind of just scurry to the side where the
It
flames
is still on its space, but
Yeah, that's the tricky bit.
unclear.
Like how do you role play that? But basically it if they're in a 5-foot square, one corner has your flame in it, and the other corner has a giant disease rat.
Indeed.
And in its rapid movement to get away from you, you can tell that it is a very unhealthy looking rat.
Hmm.
All right, now
These
it's
rats
the
must be
It's got an
diseased.
alcohol problem.
Raton's turn. It's a disease.
That rat
30
looks
feet.
unhealthy.
You'd think I'd know my own creatures. Stuff. Well, y'all have been DMs. You know I don't know my own creature stuff.
Absolutely not. Yes.
35 feet.
No. All right, so these fellows are gonna come up and take a snippety snab at you. This
That's
one's gonna
fine. Let
this
him
one-
snip.
this one's gonna get out of the fire and he can get to you too. So he's sorry, I'm just gonna move that for 1 second.
Fine.
This guy's just gonna prepare for such eventualities. He'll just move up here. All right, Trace Raton.
Come at me, bros.
Um,
But don't actually. Not too hard.
well, you know what? We'll do this in sequence because they do have pack tactics, and that makes a difference. So the first one.
Pack tactics. I really am getting PTSD.
Yes, I'm afraid you are. The first one is a standard
Regular bite. No.
regular bite. Terrific.
Hold the
The
line.
next two will get pack tactics.
Shield. I wish shields were
very
on the artificer and or armor artificer spell list. Get at me, wizard.
Yeah, it's on the battlesmith, isn't it?
Ah, Battlesmith superior to
20 hit.
last one hits. Yep, 20 does.
All right, you take 5 piercing damage. So these rats kind of crawl like on your leg armor,
Yeah.
and 2 of them manage to gnaw at big chunks of armor, and one of them managed to gnaw at the knee joint. So its teeth kind of make it through to the back of your knees. And I'll have you do a Constitution saving throw.
Cool. Discord just updated or something for me. It was very odd.
I did hear a beep. Yeah.
Yeah,
like
very weird. Anyway, my con save is.
I was just doing flavor.
Putu, you
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
So as we've
think we got a
established
Putu.
before. Oh, we lost Putu?
Putu
No, I'm
issues.
here. I'm here.
Yeah, we're in like a call or something quite specific now.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Hello.
Are you back, Putu?
Yeah, I thought I was here the whole
Okay.
time, but I guess not.
Indeed, no.
Yeah, you faded out for a second, but I think you're good. I don't think you were gone for that long. Yeah, so as we've established before, your suit does have certain purging systems, and it does manage to activate these defenses in time to protect you from the foul mouth of these beasts. And that's the
Foul
end of the
mouth.
disease
Dirty
rats. They got dirty mouths. And Amubis, you're up.
I will cleanse these dirty mouths.
You're breaking up a bit, just so you know.
I will cleanse these dirty mouths.
That I heard.
Good. Solar shield.
All right, I believe 11 misses.
No.
And indeed, just barely misses. These rats, they're a little bit wily, and you're trepidatious because they're kind of like on Karos's armor, and so you pull your strike just a little bit too much, and the rat dodges out of the way.
Blast.
Allison Baba.
Hello. I do not like being called Allison.
Alibaba.
Well, your aim is true.
Eldritch Blast.
It's an
Burn you,
Elvis
stupid rat.
Costello reference for Twitch chat.
I didn't know that one.
That is bad. Sure.
Yeah,
got a song
that
called
does
Allison.
just miss. They recognize the flash of light that killed their friend, and the two of them dodge out of the way, and you kind of end up striking the far wall with the terrific range that Eldritch Blast does have. Scorpions are perfectly content where they are.
You guys got to be protecting me from these rats. I walked in as the tank,
Correct.
assuming they wouldn't get 40 attacks on me.
Pack tactics, bro. I don't know why rats have them, but fair enough. Karos, you're up.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and.
I guess technically you should have done a concentration check, but it doesn't super matter.
Oh, that's fair. I'll zap one of those out real quick. Zip zap zoop. I'm totally fine.
Indeed. Yeah, proficiency in con saves. Very nice, artificers.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, con and int. It's not a bad combo. I am a little bit afraid of dying to rats or getting a horrid disease. And so I am going to go ahead and use Thunder Wave on all three of these rats.
Swell. What kind of saves are they doing?
save
Con?
On.
Thunder
I
Wave.
will roll.
They're definitely more Dexy than they are Connie.
Fail.
Oh, yeah.
Success? Wait, hold on.
No, it shouldn't have been advantage. Sorry, I forgot to toggle that off.
Oh, okay.
Two fails, one success.
2 fail, 1 success. So the 2 that failed take 9 damage and are pushed 10 feet backwards, and the one that succeeds takes 4 damage and is not pushed.
Yeah, I did them as you would read, and 2 of them, their limp bodies are blasted away from you, and these yellow wisps fly into Alibaba's file. The last one, it's blown like almost naked. The whole front half of its fur is blasted off as it stands there, ratty and gross.
Gross.
That was my
It's like a
initiative.
hairless cat with disease.
Always, right?
You always got to keep in mind where your initiative is.
Yeah.
All right,
And right there. It doesn't
I'm
matter
gonna
the
use-
number, that's where they are. What's up?
use my bonus action to give myself my second bout of temp HP.
Sounds good. All right, this one moved first last time, so he's going to move forward this time. He'll do his attack. Good. I managed to get a standard roll. I managed to actually remember. And this one will run up and do a bite at you. By far the biggest threat to rat and rat kind.
Failure.
These rats are not pulling that a second time, as they manage to just gnaw helplessly on your armor.
Ha.
Amubus. Your
Okay.
Movus.
I see yellow.
Solar shield.
He's got.
The three of us have different colors.
You probably-
and also different shapes.
Probably move up.
Talk about that in character later. But
Which one are you hitting? Amubus?
One to the
the
immediate
one that
right
has
of
been
me.
hit before. That one has been hit before.
Yes.
So go ahead and take it out.
Yeah. Do
Get him.
your damage. Get him.
Get him.
Get it.
Yes, you stab kind of right behind the head, and one of your spikes neatly severs the spine as red wisps fly into Alibaba's junk. I understand these are poor color choices. Bear
They're
with me.
red.
I mean, we could just
I don't
agree
know
to
about
switch them right now if we want. Well, it's
I
just
feel
like your stuff is all blue. Alibaba physically is red, and Amubus is doing radiant damage.
I was gonna
so
say we're gonna give
he could
Amubus
be yellow.
a whole lot more sun stuff here. So maybe we
All
go.
right,
Everybody goes one
I
to the left.
officially change all of them.
Retcon.
I officially
Retroactive
change everyone's, and
continuity.
it still works for what we're trying to do here.
Like a reddish orange.
The thing is, I came up with them based on something other than you, and then it like. Anyways, it doesn't matter. We're good now.
Reddish hue.
Yes. Dead.
Eldritch Blast.
Alibaba. He's ready and
Feel the
willing.
power of my patron.
Experience Fury of Eldritch Blast. Kaboosh.
Dead.
Y'all managed to avoid all disease. You literally could not do so little damage that you did not kill this thing.
That reminded me.
They are but rats.
That reminded me of the sploosh from Wind Waker.
Sploosh.
Wind Waker.
Sploosh.
Good times. I love Wind Waker so much.
It's funny because that's such a thing in Wind Waker speedrunning is kaboom and sploosh. Because it's like the most RNG heavy part of the run, and it's like midway through. People hate it so much.
They actually allowed a tool officially because
Yeah,
it was so obnoxious.
I love when they do that. We are allowing you to mod this game because it sucks.
All right. Well, before we drop initiative, I'll say you can see those scorpions from where you are.
How are we going to kill these scorpions?
I'll say they aren't like our world
Mhm.
scorpions. They're probably maybe 6+ inches long. So they're large scorpions, but they're not giant scorpions. They're still small creatures, tiny creatures, but
I feel
they're
like
not
I'm
like
so
1
close
inch
to
long.
I feel like I'm so close to the exit. I just want to leave. I don't know what.
They have
Do
not
you
provoked.
want to kill the scorpions?
They have not
I
provoked
don't-
us. We don't need to.
don't really have the ability to. I mean, again, they aren't real. If that's what we're going with, if that's the running theory we're going with, we should be consistent and say they are resources for us to gather instead of, not being provoked by us. It's the path attempting to, place obstacles in our way, and it's up to us to use those resources that it has given us in a different way to conquer it. I don't know.
I don't know, comrade. They seem very, very real to me. They sound, act. It's very strange. I do not know what to make of it.
But what do you believe happens when we leave the room? If we were to wait here for long enough, the entire world would crumble under our feet. I just can't see them having a life outside of this room unless they get teleported somewhere else and they live a sort of transient life.
This
I'd be
brings up
curious.
a good question I have been wondering. So, if a tree falls in the forest and no one is available to hear or see, I can't remember the rest of it. Oh, well.
Does it produce any lumber?
Does it leave? Okay, if we're gonna kill these things, Alibaba's just gonna go ham.
I don't know. Let's just do it real quick.
Let's not think. Let's just do it.
Take out the ones that you can. I don't have any ranged moves that isn't my fire, so we'll just leave it to Alibaba to just ba 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 ba.
I'm gonna cast Eldritch Blast with the twin spell.
Sure. I'll say you can see like these two back here.
Oof.
Every time I do this twin spell,
Yeah, they have fairly low AC, but it is higher than 8.
It is higher than a critical failure.
So one of them does hit.
Do we provoke them?
I got one.
You pop. They're already in initiative, so
Sort of generally
you
stirring around.
pop that one scorpion, and this red has to accumulate in your thing. It's starting to look. There's still like, probably not even a centimeter of fluid in your file, but it's starting to look pretty colorful with your floating globules of colored energy.
Gross.
This is a cool lava.
Yeah, scorpions are technically up next. And they're going to scurry.
Hurry, scurry.
I think.
Call an ambulance. But not for me. Yeah, they're gonna head towards Alibaba.
They probably can squeeze
at their big fat maximum speed of 10.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So they're done. That's their wad blown there.
Just stay back. Let me do this. Just keep stepping backwards.
Yeah, I'm gonna move my fire up here because I think probably he can't get by. Go ahead and make me a Dex save. Oof, that does
what?
Save. Well done, Scorpion.
I'm impressed by my own Scorpion. It honestly doesn't even dodge. It's just small enough that you miss.
I
No
just
offense.
straight up regular missed.
Well, it's not really an aiming thing. It kind of relies on the thing being big enough to not be able to avoid it in a 5-foot square. And in this case, just didn't work out that way.
He's literally underneath the fire, just like, and I don't know what to tell you, dude.
He managed to land the little thing right on top of his back, and so there's fire just like spewing up from his own back, and he's just fine.
He's underneath like a little sand dune, and it forms him like a little glass house.
Nice.
Amubus, will you join the slaughter?
I will not. Amubus does not feel like he needs to participate in this. So I'm just going to hold an action. I'm going to hold the action, and if one of my colleagues gets injured, I will intervene.
So if one of your colleagues gets injured, and what action will you hold?
I will hold an attack. I'll get my solar shield ready.
You gotta be close for that. I'd recommend a Liquid Flame or something.
But then I have to hear about your conquest of these innocent animals. All right. I'll prepare a sacred flame to launch should
I'm not
comrades get hurt.
Obviously moral decisions are up to y'all, but to quote the Smiling Man, the path makes what it needs, and to get flesh out, it would need flesh in. Those were his exact quotes on the nature of things around here. So, obviously moral decisions are up to you. You will hold sacred flame if one of your friends gets hurt. Alibaba!
It is my turn. Okay. Okay, this is taking too long.
Our resident sniper here.
I am going to just shatter them.
Damn. I think they just died, don't they?
Nah, I'm not going to waste this spell. Okay.
I was gonna say this will just take a moderate amount of time. We could even just
I'm not saying nothing.
The one near the fire I shot with 21.
The one to the right there.
near the fire, but not in the fire.
Done.
Yeah, just do it. Well
I'm
done.
going to back up 10 feet.
Scorpion's turn. Do it.
Scorpion's turn. They move their massive 10 feet. This one doesn't even like the fire. He's going around. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna do that. He's just gonna go here. He doesn't like the fire.
Honestly, this fire is hindering us more than it's helping us if he does that. All right.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
Fire on a boy. Give me that dex.
Give me that dex.
Give me that.
Oh my gosh.
What is wrong with this? I really want you to hit something.
You guys
Entirely fair. I
roasted
haven't
scorpion.
tried it.
It's the dice, man. It's all right. We're getting all the 19s out of me. So
Yeah.
future
We got
combats will
one
be
that needs
easier.
to, apparently, so.
Not to metagame, but one would have been enough.
And they're 5e minions, and I'm going to back up a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna back up.
Sure. Amubis.
All right. Let's keep going.
So the scorpions, I couldn't tell from that bout. Have they haven't attacked? They're just scurrying, right?
They're coming
No,
at us.
they're pursuing you.
Okay. Well,
They're
this-
specifically pursuing Alibaba.
You
They're
can
just
see
very
the murderous
slow.
Intent in
They're
their-
about 6
in
inches
their-
long, and in 6 seconds they can only get so far.
They're
all right.
very good roasted.
Well,
Yes, they would be delicious
I
if
will-
anyone had hit them with fire so far. Ooh, no, I'm just kidding.
The scorpion is so small,
I'm gonna-
tiny, and
Step on it.
doesn't have a very good acting career. Roasted.
That'll do it.
I move it down like
Congratulations, you now have a shield that has a tasty scorpion on one of its spikes.
Impaled.
I like push it because it's such a small insect. I like push it down in the ground and use it like a bulldozer and just like roll over it.
Yeah, what's nice is that like buries it in one go, so you feel the pleasure of your god upon you for having buried this.
Oh, well done, my good and faithful servant.
Exactly. All right, Alibaba, I will say you have to move just ever so slightly because that scorpion is directly underneath that fire over there.
Fire is
One-
giving it-
One more. If you go right in front of Karos, you can hit it. All right, it's massively dead. All right, terrific. And as with the wolves previous, you can see the rats' bodies are decaying very rapidly, certainly aided by the damage you did to them. The ones that are splattered are very quickly sinking into the sand and even becoming sand themselves. And it seems even faster than the process with the wolves. They're straight up disappearing, basically.
I feel this lends some
Strange.
credence to my theory here.
Very well, you were right.
I mean, I'm not confirmed to be right. There could be something where it just absorbs the life force, but this can't be a good life for any animal either. I mean, anyway,
Well,
door.
Yes, initiative is over.
Door it is.
is the door over here?
It is indeed down in that corner. As you approach, you can clearly see a.
Oh, the door.
It's more like a Zelda secret door. It's a part of the wall that just doesn't look quite right, and it has very crude cracks in the rock that vaguely resemble the triangular maze circular maze, and square maze.
Hmm.
With once again the circular being the largest of the three.
I am going to grab the vials out
Mhm.
of my medicine pack. I have clearly labeled them using the symbology that has already been established. Triangle for me, circle for Amoebus, and
Right.
square for
Yep, with recently revamped colors.
Indeed. Yes, the
Um,
world has shifted around the fact that they are different colors now.
Don't
yeah,
mix those up. Don't mix those bags up.
I know I'm goofing on it, but I'm way happier this way. I'd rather it match you well.
Yeah.
Plus, like the Power Rangers lover in me is liking the strict color coordination of characters.
Indeed.
Yes.
So how are you gonna do this? I guess. Is my question.
So the way that I am thinking of is I am going to like unpop the cork or whatever and just
Mhm.
sort of like I'm holding a dart, but just sort of like place the container's front on the door so that if it can like suck it up, it'll just sort of go just
Okay.
like a little
As you do this, the triangular symbol begins to glow a very pale blue, and nothing else happens.
interesting. Does any of the blood get on the door?
Not thus far. The specific files that were given to you by Xanatos, the orcish, half orcish artificer, they were kind of a file attached to a head that would retract and present a needle. But without any drawing power, this needle would not produce blood, you know? And
Yeah.
so thus far, though the needles are exposed, no blood has been excreted.
All right. Is there any sort of like syringe or anything that I could use inside of the medicine kit to draw any blood?
Yeah, I'll say there's a syringe if you care to.
All right, I'm gonna try to use that to get some of the blood out and then squirt it on the door.
From which file?
Mine.
Okay. You draw a bit of the blood, and it just kind of dribbles on the door.
Does anyone remember?
Alibaba touches the bottle. Let's see if that does anything.
Like your flask?
Like the flask that Karos is holding up, he touches it too to see if it.
Like the file of blood?
Yeah,
Of
to see if
my
it matters. Oh, do we each have our own files?
Yeah, I wasn't.
He
I
has
wasn't
files
thinking
of
about-
everyone's blood. He has separate files for everyone's blood.
Got
Probably
files
need
on
to
files.
put them all on.
Well, but every time we touched it, our individual one would light up. I'm trying not to waste blood here by just sort of squirting it on the door. It seemed to imply that this was easier. Hold on. I'm gonna just hold the file in my hand and just be like, I'll take the hit if this doesn't work, and I'm gonna place my hand on the door.
So the file's no longer in contact with the door. Now just your hand is.
There is still some of my blood on the door, and I am holding the file, and I am touching the door.
The same mild blue glow on only the triangular labyrinth continues.
And do I take the damage?
You do not.
Oh, do we not take the damage until all of us are touching it?
Yes.
Oh, is that right? All right, I'm just gonna
In the
hold...
past, that is how it's happened.
Okay, I just forgot that. I'm gonna hold all three files up to the door then.
Again, only the blue triangle glows.
Perhaps we need to all be touching it, but the blood will be taken out of.
Here's one of those files. I want to try to
Yeah,
give me my.
let's all just hold the file in the hand that is touching the door, but let's all do it.
All right. I grabbed mine.
We can take one hit if this doesn't work, and we'll just. I mean, I'm sure it'll be useful eventually.
So as you each take a file of your own blood and place it against the door, all three symbols begins to glow, and you see the blood sucked very rapidly out of the files and travel up previously unrevealed capillaries, which fill the labyrinths, the triangle, this rectangle, and the circle, and the door swooshes open. It kind of the rocks kind of crumble inward to reveal the Dark Souls mist within.
Oh, well, that seems almost intended. I assumed this would be sort of a hack, a life
Neat.
hack. But
Very neat.
seems like blood is intended.
Glad we
Ooh.
ran into those people.
Yes, already very helpful. Shall we continue?
Yes.
Yes.
Onward.
Steppeth through yon door.
All right. You step through the Dark Souls mist and find yourself upon the other side. You are at the bottom there. In Karos, you see the most terrible image that could greet you.
Their muzzles, their snouts,
They're horrible.
Don't look, Carol.
their ragged breath.
Mubis, go ahead and give me another perception check.
Okay.
If
I
Mubis
shall do it.
is still here. Oh, you are. Wasn't sure if we'd lost you. The sand's in your eyes again, mate.
I tell you have to squint.
Gosh dang sand.
I don't want to tell you. Sort your life out. Yes, just as you try to have a look around, Anubis, a peculiar gust of wind blows sand directly in your eyes,
Oh,
and it's very frustrating and uncomfortable.
how do you survive
But,
in the desert, Alibaba? This is terrible. Ugh.
This is the most beautiful environment there is.
As you say that,
It captures all of the beauty of life.
As you say that, Alibaba, a mass of sand bombards you as well, and it irritates your eyes. Karos, you are also bombarded by this sand.
But I've got a helmet.
You do.
To
And
the
it-
extreme.
I imagine it's still down from the last,
Yeah.
from the last event. But what felt like ought to have been a gust of wind doesn't stop. This wind continues to blow and burst sand in your eyes, and indeed it accelerates, and you feel it kick in different directions as these gales swirl about you, and you can see up ahead sandy-colored canine beasts. And they've got it worse than you. They're lighter than you, so they're starting to actually get pushed around by this wind. And as these winds continue to swirl and gust, you see the smallest of the wolves get ripped off its feet and disappear into the distance. And these gusts begin to continue to swirl. Go ahead.
So the gust ripped it off its feet. I was
Yes,
clear.
it ripped it off its feet and tossed it somewhere far in the desert.
Okay.
The walls in this area though reminiscent of the last area you're in, are much, much lower. This is a much flatter area. I would say that ridge there is maybe 4 or 5 feet. So like imminently climbable when before they were probably 10 feet or more. You can see much further out over the horizon here. There's the same blazing sun that there was before. Sorry, I hiccuped. And curiously, you can still see only the very peak of the pyramid in the distance, but it remains ahead in the direction you're facing.
Can we tell what direction the gust is coming from, or is it just totally random?
They've begun to swirl, so it'll blow east, and then north, and then west, and then south, and it keeps on that cycle. And as they gust, they begin to condense, and you can see a sandy swirl suck in and focus on where these canine beasts are. And one by one, they're chucked in the distance as you see them all disappear.
Thank God, but also,
Isn't that heading towards us?
flying wolves!
And in their place appears a creature of swirling winds.
Jeepers.
As it touches down, it begins to condense even further to where it's formed almost limbs, a somewhat humanoid figure, but much larger than you are. And its winds are no longer on you, but you can see them in the area it's in. They're whipping up small rocks, whipping up sand, and it's even it's hovering mid-air, but you can see the sand beneath it start to hollow out and even sink from the intense winds that it's producing. This is kind of an interesting question. Do any of you speak Orin?
No.
Nope.
Or Ogwin, or Terran, or Ignan, I believe, are all variants of the same language. It's just an accent thing.
Gotcha.
I don't.
That is surprising
And
due to your genie connection.
I speak Infernal.
The tiefling thing.
Due to your demonic connection.
I don't think I got an additional language or anything because of my class, so I just...
Yeah, it would be from your background, if anything.
Yeah, which is criminal. Not a whole lot.
Spoiler alert.
Anyway,
So yeah, go ahead and
and I
roll
didn't
initiative.
get comprehend
'cause this thing
languages
is
either.
hostile. You didn't end up picking it up? Yeah,
I had
I'm
it
okay
in the
with
first
it.
character and then I took it out. Okay. Initiative.
Nice. Alibaba in there when it counts.
And it feels
We
like
should
it's about to
just go
count.
around.
Oh, it might count a little bit.
Did anyone hear my demonic connection joke?
No, I missed it.
No.
I said demonic connection is my favorite Kermit the Frog song, and then to my girlfriend, I did a why are there so
Nice.
many songs about demons or songs about hellfire?
All right, Amubis, you are up. I'll say, even though it didn't happen in initiative order, you do see this thing inch towards you. You can sense an intent of hostility.
And due to the fact that it's a giant tornado, like
Yeah, it's a giant, vaguely human-shaped tornado.
there's a lot of inherent.
Mechanically, it's large, but yeah, it's giant.
Hey, let's just go around this way.
I
Certainly try.
swept off our feet regardless.
The winds of change are changing, folks.
The changing
the
winds of
times they
change
are
changed us
changing.
all.
Sometime.
I don't know what to do for this. This is a doozy.
Anubis charges in.
I'm not gonna charge in. No.
Charge it.
You can always hold an action if you're not comfortable making an action.
I mean, I'll try a guiding bolt. I'm kind of curious if I can. That's 120 feet. I'm kind of curious if what it'll do. Like, I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna test the waters or test the winds,
Huh.
and
You're gonna spit into the wind is what you're doing.
that's right. I'm gonna do a guiding bolt. Let me just get the thing to work, my sheet to work. Yeah, guiding bolt.
That'll hit.
All right,
Noise.
let's get rolling.
Nice shot.
Damage.
Great shot, kid. That was 1 in a million.
It
I'm
was
a-
like it was guided.
level 1. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good damage for a.
Yeah, so your light streaks, and this creature looks braced for it. But a flash of inspiration from your god, and your bolt begins to take a curious path, turning right angles here and there, almost as if it was going through its own maze, and it finds its target. And a flash of light appears somewhere within the body of this wind creature, and just kind of incinerates a chunk of the sand and wind that was inside of it, and you see it briefly shrink mildly and then kick back up to its full size again. So this does appear to have injured it.
Very
Well
well.
done.
Will you be doing any moving?
Uh,
Will you be doing any moving?
no, I'm gonna hold my ground for now. And that's
Sounds
my
good.
turn.
Alibaba.
I'm gonna shoot him.
Sounds good.
Feel the blast.
Yeah, I think you can hit. I'm guessing
hit.
it's the first one, yeah? It hits.
Yeah, the first one.
It does hit, yes.
And after that, little, paper straw off the end of the straw at that monstrosity. I'm gonna sneak over 30 feet towards this side.
Sounds good. Yeah, so your flash of force and fire blows a chunk out of it, pretty similarly to how it looked when Amubis did a chunk. It shrinks a bit and then has to reform itself into its full size again. Karos.
Okay. I am going to move 5, 10, 15 over here.
Bye, Movis.
I mean, can I have my fire back because I'm going to place it
Yes.
here.
Thanks for staying with me, fellas.
Well,
You've got this, Amubis.
I'm not leaving. I'm objectively getting in front of you. Yeah, I'm actually maybe gonna go here. That. Ugh. I don't care to be 60 feet away from it. Who's to say what its movement speed is? So I'm gonna be 65 feet away from it, just in case. Just in case. All right, and I will. I'm actually put it there and end my turn thusly.
Sounds good with the fire there.
Fire there.
All right. Now our terrifying air and elemental. It has a conspicuously tonal whistle to the sound its winds make as they swirl, which has absolutely no meaning to any of you.
Is it like a C kind of a sound?
No, sadder than that.
Oh.
It's going to move right here. Not quite. It sounds like a.
That was a B, in fact.
It sounds like a barbershop quartet. It's going to make one slam attack against Kuros and one slam attack against
Did it move
Alibaba.
through my fire?
It did not.
That's
It can hover and it just flew
Straight
right above everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Fast as
That
hell.
was so basically we can't outrun this thing.
Oh no. Let me put it this way. 3 of you couldn't outrun this thing.
That's nutty.
Yes. Also, I just zoomed in and I'm like, that is some pretty sick art I found.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, so 1 first slam attack is going to be against Kuros, and second slam attack is going to be against Alibaba.
Oof. Hit.
I'm going to guess
That doesn't hit
misses
me.
you. Nice.
Mhm.
Wow. Good.
That's that new shit.
Yeah, it would have hit me.
On that new draconic sorcerer type beat.
Yeah, so this creature slams you with its winds, and even through your armor, just the sheer impact of being blasted like that knocks you over.
Proned.
You're not prone.
Okay, cool.
Alibaba, he finds his scales more aerodynamic than his skin previously was, and he manages to duck cowardly in such a way that the wind whooshes right over his body and doesn't actually damage him. Kind of like when you duck under a wave in the water and it just flows over you. All right, Anubis, you're up to bat.
Alibaba, you missed that by a scale, as they say. It's funny.
He's
A scale.
out of scale, you might say.
Is this really an appropriate
He's
time?
perfectly in scale, I'd like to point out. As a large creature, he takes 4 squares.
He's quite large.
I suppose, it is not gendered. It is a swirling mass of bones.
Okay, so I don't know how this is gonna
Anubis charges you.
play out, but I'm gonna do spiritual weapon.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's
What?
a nice one.
What form does your spiritual weapon take?
It's gonna take
Cowbell.
So that I.
Oh,
Ooh,
that's
pretty cool.
funny. That's very, very funny. I think it'll take. I kind of want to do like a token that kind of looks like a sun and kind of looks like a maze. I don't know how to. I guess just it looks like my shield. We'll put it that way. It's essentially my shield.
Sounds good.
If I can have a token for it, sir.
Yeah, let me just find. I'm not gonna spend a very long time, but I'm gonna find some halfway decent art for it.
Does it need?
Why
to
don't you go
be-
ahead and roll your attack while I just like grab something that'll
Okay.
work?
Does it? It'll go on my turn, correct? Or do I need to roll initiative for it?
It
No.
is not even a creature.
No, you can attack with it as you summon it. So
Okay.
go ahead and roll the spell attack for it.
It's essentially like a point of It's like an AoE effect, but it's just that you can only attack from there. It's deceptively done.
Did it do it? There we go. I was supposed to say did it. Okay. 11.
Sorry, I'm still doing nonsense here.
It probably did not hit.
Yeah, it probably did. Quite the updraft here, as he yells over the loud winds.
All right, that's what I've got for now. Let me put it in your control.
Maybe I should play the Song of Storms.
There you go.
The only song I know.
All right, there you go. It should be in your control now.
Sweet. Thank you.
The Sun Smasher. That will indeed miss, sadly. The shield flies through the Tornado, and it just doesn't really make contact with anything. You can see it could have, but just with the way the winds were kicking up, it like unlucky, just missed.
Well,
you still have an action.
I don't think I have full control of this Sun Smasher. Side note, I can't move it.
Oh, I might need to do a new one because I gave you control after it was already out on the field. Is that better?
I'll check in just a second. I think I am going to use my action to chuck a Sacred Flame at it.
Sounds good. What's that, a dex save?
Yeah, DC 14.
Sweet.
Oh boy, I bet this boy's dexterous. I bet this is a dexy fella.
See if it has specific saves. It does not.
Ooh.
It does fail. So
Das fail.
your radiant damage once again manages to pierce a section.
Did Oh. Yeah. He Alibaba did essentially roll with advantage, even though he did not, because he did roll 2. But
yeah, the first one was better anyways, and that's what
I had just forgotten about the guiding bolt. And
oh yeah, I'd forgotten about that too.
But that's what I was saying. He did essentially roll with advantage.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I thought you meant he essentially did because he rolled twice, but he ought to have.
He ought to have, but did not, indeed.
Okay.
But did kind of.
I just
because he did roll twice. All right. Would you like to move? You already did move.
Yes, slightly adjacent.
Alibaba
is going to cast Expeditious Retreat
on
himself and attempt to dash away. Do I need to make a climb check or something to get over this hill?
No, I'm gonna say it's shorter than you are. We'll just say that when you cross over that ledge, it takes 10 feet of movement instead of 5 feet of movement. But other than that, you don't need to do a roll or anything.
Okay. So I could go 60, but I'm going to go... But that would take another 10, so I guess I'm gonna go right.
This map isn't quite big enough, but there is an expansive desert. You don't... I mean, it's 6 of one, half a dozen the other, but you don't necessarily have to go up. You could go to the sides here. Just my map doesn't especially show what's over there. It's just more desert. Not really sure what to do with that in particular.
I mean, I'm gonna go over here, right here.
Sounds good.
And that was basically my turn. because I can't attack.
Yeah, you can.
That was my action.
Expeditious Retreat is a bonus action, dude.
That's right, dude.
Oh wow, that makes me happy. Be casting Eldritch Blast again.
Not being funny or nothing, but no opportunity on attack on that one.
That's what I was wondering.
Oh, sorry. I was honestly kind of distracted. Also, he didn't use to take opportunity attack, so I wasn't used to.
That's true. That's fair. Not an inherent part of this character, but has been since the start.
Yes, they will do an opportunity attack. You're too kind for reminding
I forgot too.
Eh.
Oh, he beats it.
16 is nice AC though for a warlock.
Yeah.
For a non.
Yoicks.
So as you go, it hits you in the back, and it does boost you over that little ledge. So I'll let you go 5 more feet. But you also take 17 bludgeoning damage.
Not a great trade.
Not at all.
Just to make it not all negatives, you know.
Not a spell I'd cast, but
Okay.
Increase your speed by 5 feet.
You win some, you lose some, you know.
Take 17 points.
Yeah.
So you take 17 bludgeoning damage and move 5 extra feet this turn. Oh man. Someone would find a way to use that.
They would. It's good for barbarians to keep your rage up.
Alright, Karez, you are up, my boy.
Cool. I am going.
Wait.
Oh, you're not done?
I did shoot.
My bad.
There's 19.
Oh yeah. Indeed.
Oh, did you do damage? Yes, 19 hits, sorry. Sorry, I forgot we didn't do damage yet.
13 damage.
Nice.
Good stuff.
You continue to blow chunks out of this
Gross.
spinny boy.
What about Newt?
Did you
summon it?
I don't think you've resummoned him yet.
You're right.
It takes 10 gold and a lot
Trying to
of
get it past my DM there, it didn't work.
He had 10 gold.
What about Newt?
Didn't I give
think
all my
Take some
gold to the
incense.
merchant?
You have incense?
Is this better? Yeah, I think it's better. There you go.
That's my turn.
Alright, now it's Kiros's turn.
I am going to make a little punch at him. Take a little punch.
So,
That's the worst I've ever rolled.
a booming blade
Wow.
punch.
Yeah, booming blade punch with a natural 2 to come out to 10.
Tragically, you are spitting in the wind, and
I just take a big ol' whiff.
you do sadly miss.
All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and 5, 10, 15. Yes.
Dust in the
believe-
wind.
That way. Wait, hold on. Now I'm going to move up one more. There we go.
All we are is
right.
dust in the
Done
wind.
and done.
And it's fresh out of reactions, so
Fresh out of reactions.
it will
By the
do
way-
nothing to stop you. Alright. Our air elemental's turn here. It is going to.
Suck. Eh.
Let me think. I think it's most upset with Anubis.
No. Go away.
It has done a fair amount of radiant damage against
Yes, Anubis has been very mean to it. It is going to enter Anubis' space,
My space.
as it can do. You are now inside the heart of this tornado, and it's going to do a whirlwind attack.
Oh, jeez.
Anubis.
So do a strength saving throw.
No, he is not good at strength.
Beta bros.
Probably proficient though.
Hey!
Oh,
That's a
not either,
success.
but that is a
Beta bros.
Let's see.
Beta bros. Beta bros.
half the bludgeoning damage and isn't flung away or knocked prone.
All right, so 3d8 plus 2.
Only 70 damage.
Do I have to do this, or can I click it? Let me see if I can click it. I can't click it. I gotta just
Click it.
throw it.
3d8 plus 2.
Okay.
What's it like in the eye? What's it like in the eye?
Ain't bad.
Let me see if I can get him on top of it.
But
I don't even know
Draw
how.
or to right click.
Okay.
Arrange.
To back?
Send it back. Yep.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so you take 7 bludgeoning damage, Amubis, and that concludes its turn. The bludgeoning damage, it doesn't manage to fling you. You hold your ground with your massive Minotaur body, but you are pelted by various rocks and sand within its swirl.
My eye.
And just to be clear for other DMs out here, that 4 to 6 means it takes like 4 to 6 turns to recharge?
Yep.
Okay. Amubis, it's your turn.
So what's it like in the eye right now? Like, am I able to see any sort of like center? Like theoretically, in the eye of the storm, it's calmer, but I guess I don't know if.
Yeah. So
Actually, wait.
you're
It might be a d6 roll thing. I'm trying to remember this now. I don't think I've used super high monsters. I think maybe you roll a d6 and it recharges on a 4 to 6, maybe?
on its next turn or whatever.
Yeah, on every subsequent turn. Recharge 5e. Let's see.
It's funny. That's so apt. And yet somehow so not apt. Because he didn't get blown away.
Yeah. Oh, rude. For viewers at home, I just got a GIF of the from the movie Twister where there is a cow being blown. Very
By a
rude.
twister.
Yes.
Rude.
That's awesome.
So rude.
Well, yeah, Amubis, you can take your turn.
I was asking what is it like in the eye where I am?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are currently unimpeded. You're like solidly in the eye of the storm. You can see just fine. You can act just fine. But this being seems to be entirely made of wind. You do not see any sort of epicenter or any sort of part of it that's not wind. It's just a being of wind.
Okay. Well, I don't still for some reason can't control my token. So if you could just move it on the thingy, I'm going to
Which token?
my spiritual weapon token.
The Munch Smasher?
Yes.
Maybe I changed it again. Control by Amubis.
But I'm gonna do its attack. Oh, nice.
All right, it's now controllable by every person in the entire game. It should be impossible for you not to be able to control this thing.
I can't.
And yet I still can't.
What is going on?
It's all right. I don't mind you moving it. I don't want to tell you where it is.
I made it controllable by everyone.
I am no one.
Edit. Oh, in players' journals. That would be my problem there.
Yeah.
Can be controlled by.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
I do have a Sun Smasher of my own.
Rock and roll, baby. Now can you move it? Let me reload it. Let me reload it. Reload it. Don't say no yet. No, you shouldn't be able
yes.
to.
Okay.
Yes,
Hey,
I
you
can.
should be able to.
There we go.
Yeah. Woo.
It is still in my
Yes,
still in but we can fix that post.
I was having to fix that now.
Fix it in post.
Okay, I think I got it.
Dust
Anyways.
in the wind.
All right, so you did an attack. Yes,
Yes.
spiritual weapon hits. Correct.
Okay. Oh, geez. Level 2, I guess.
Yeah, level 2 is the minimum. Sweet. So your shield goes to the base of the tornado and begins spinning in the opposite direction. And by doing so, it disrupts the function of this spinning air beast and does do damage.
Cool.
You now can do your own action if you please.
Quick question mechanically. Spiritual weapon, that's an attack of the spiritual weapon. I don't take another ding to a spell slot, do I? Or do I?
No. Once
Okay.
it's out, you can.
That's what I thought. But just clarifying. I'm going to
Just
Turn
use it
for
to your
10
heart's
minutes or however
content.
long. You can make a little swing.
Yep, no. Just the one time.
I'm gonna try inflict.
Otherwise, the damage would suck.
I'm gonna try this. Inflict wounds. I'm gonna try to reach out and touch the air.
That'll hit,
Hey,
yeah.
that's some good damage.
Nice. And I'm gonna cast it at
What's
level
that?
1. I'm gonna cast it at level 1. Nice. Awesome.
Ooh.
Power of the grave.
Nice, yeah. You reach out your hands and you're kind of inside the center of this tornado. You reach out your hand and touch sort of the wall of spinning winds, and from outside your hand go almost like veins or something, but at right angles, this maze of damage that even though these winds are swirling, these are static lines that go through it. And once they formed a circular maze like the symbol of your god, they shatter and a huge chunk of the winds are cut out of them. And once again, but kind of slower this time, it reforms itself to its full size. Are you going to move?
No, I'm gonna stay in the center. Quick question though.
What's up?
Does it seem like we've gone from a F4 to an F1 tornado? Are we decreasing in strength?
We're from Florida. We have no idea about tornado terms.
Is it okay? Is it like a category 2 or like a tropical storm?
I would say its intensity remains high, but when it's not actively doing something, its winds have slowed.
Okay.
So it's more like a burst of huge speed followed by a slower period rather than constant intensity that it previously had.
Okay, so it appears for all intents and purposes to me that it is getting weaker.
I would agree with that.
Okay. Cool.
We can damage it.
Alibaba. Alibaba? Has he
I
disappeared?
am not muted anymore.
You blew away, Alibaba.
This spell is so loud, it blew my speakers out. It's the shatter spell, and I'm going to cast it near him, near the air elemental, but not so near that it hits.
Yeah, he's
Amoebus.
large. It's easy to hit it and not Amoebus. I mean,
Level
you could go
2.
you could go above Amoebus, you could go to the side, it doesn't matter. It'll be easy to do.
Feel the pain.
What kind of save do I do? Con?
Yeah. DC 15. Con save. Oh. Yes.
Nice.
All right. So you do this shatter spell, and this thunder energy, this sound energy, rocks it. Compared to other things that have been done, this halts the winds for a second, but it doesn't seem to blow out a chunk like other things have done. This doesn't seem to be as effective as other
Okay, that does
methods.
answer my question.
All right. And I'm going to move. Alibaba's just going to expeditiously move away.
Nice. Do that expeditious retreat.
Remember, it can just get to you, so maybe make it so that we can get to you too.
Okay. I guess I can't go on the other side of this thing because I would lose sight of it.
Yeah, you would lose line of sight. I'd say that particular hill there, like, so the ledge to get up to the area you're in is just maybe 5 feet, but that particular hill is closer to like 7 feet. So you'd actually have to properly climb up that thing. So if you were on the other side of it, you would completely lose line of sight.
I'm going to go where I am.
Cool.
Then.
All right, Garos.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and I would like it to not be standing in him anymore. So I'm going to go. I'm gonna pop my fire here. So go ahead and make me a dex save. Yeah, and that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's able to just sort of move its epicenter so that it's not in contact.
Yep, entirely fair. And I'm going to. I don't think there's any way that I can force it to move around. Yeah. I am going to back up one. That's all I got. Don't want to get too much in melee range, because who's to say?
Sounds good. It's the air elemental. It does not recharge. Surprise, surprise. It's still kind of upset with Movies for doing hellacious like 40 damage to it or whatever he's done so far. It's gonna do both slam attacks against him. I'm gonna assume one of those hit and the other didn't.
No, neither. Just kidding. One does. $15.
Uproot you, spin you around, and drop you right in the same spot you're in.
That's crazy.
Do you have objections that are rule based, or are you just upset?
I
about
can't
this
tell. You're
outcome?
kind of breaking up.
It's like going into this deep.
Are you doing something naughty?
We can't hear.
Something interesting here.
I'm talking from inside a twister. Of course you can't hear me. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. No, I'm just 15.
That is what
a
it
lot.
sounds like.
15 damage.
Just a lot of
Just
damage.
15 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
And it's your turn.
Okay.
It's not gonna move. It's
This isn't good.
No. I would agree to that.
Please
We're
make
not
me
in
another
Kansas
dexterity
anymore.
saving throw.
at the end of my turn, yeah.
Mhm. Hey, that'll do it.
Cool. 1d8.
Take a small amount of damage.
Fire damage?
Take a regular amount
Take
of
a terrific amount of damage. Yeah, the flames kind of get sucked up by the base of the tornado and sort of shoot all the way through the top. And does just fine damage.
Just fine.
All right.
And get out of there.
Mubis, you are up to bat.
Okay. Spiritual weapon.
That'll hit.
Yes. Then I will do. I'm gonna do the same thing again.
Um,
Flick to wound.
I'll tell you, no need. You can
Okay.
give yourself
Ooh.
back that spell slot.
Okay. Sweet.
You close your good eye and raise your milky eye to the sun and stare right in it. And as you do, you see the sun fade from your view as your spiritual weapon has grown to 20 foot in diameter, and it, like capping a bottle, descends down on the air elemental and completely caps it. And then when it rises off, there is nothing left
Noise.
behind.
Noise.
And you kind of nod to the sun.
You hear Karos just giving you a little from the back.
Only it's more like ting 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 ting.
Are you alive down there?
Well done.
Yes.
I was fully useless there.
Well, who knew the sun could beat the wind? And he kind of winks.
I just started running.
I guess there's no wind in mazes. It's not great.
That was amazing.
Huh.
So.
Did any life go into the?
Oh yes, sorry, yes.
What color was it?
I keep forgetting. Yellow. A mass of yellow energy, much larger than the paltry portions of the last room, collects in your jar, which is now a largely, it's maybe a quarter full, but it's mostly yellow fluid with just a couple of flecks of blue and red in there.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
So it's a good thing to note that we have to destroy the creature to get the mist, because the
seems,
wolves didn't give us
right.
any.
The wolves? Oh yes, of course. The wolves that were all destroyed.
Yeah.
I had suppressed them.
Suppress that memory. I will say also, with your, I thought it was just terrific RP moment of destroying this thing. Mubis, as you have your good eye closed and you were briefly only using your milky eye, you see ahead of you and below the horizon line the sun, in addition to the sun that you see in the sky.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind of try to gather Karos and Alibaba, and as they get closer,
Look how fast I am.
Oh, so quick.
For the next
yeah.
10 minutes.
I'm gonna let that be.
I'm kind of panting from that little bout, and I just look at Karos, and I say, Karos, I think you may be right. And then I kind of point my hoof up at the sun in the sky, and I say, that is not the sun. I'm sensing the sun is that way, and I point to lower the horizon. I think you're right that we're just in a fabricated world.
That does make sense. Perhaps you're detecting the sun of our world as well, and this is a generated sun, like you've said.
Yes, well,
That seems to fall in line with my theory that none of this is really all that terribly real.
it still hurts like real, and I'm like
It's
pretty
real in the
beaten
sense
up.
that it can kill us, absolutely, but not forever.
I suggest a
Alright.
brief moment of respite after that. I suppose we'll get more tougher enemies as we keep going. And I need the rest. And I kind of sit down.
I need
Yep,
the rest too.
Perfectly fine with a shortish rest.
DM, we may want to start wrapping up at your discretion.
Sure.
I think a short rest is a great time.
Yes. I think it'll be slightly more of an interesting cliffhanger if you short rest and then mildly continue onward.
Can I advocate for long
It's
rest?
up to y'all, but I think it'll.
Do we have
You-
time?
You can attempt a long rest if you'd like.
We've never attempted a long rest in just a rando room.
We have in the shrub area. Pretty sure.
Was that in the? Okay, I thought it
can't
was
remember.
post wolves maybe.
I think there was at least
You did
one.
in the wolf
Yeah.
area.
That was in the ziggurat room. That's different.
I guess we could spend a whole day here where this massive wind elemental tried to kill us.
I'm certainly fine with trying, but I would prefer if we were as near to the door as possible. So if the ground starts crumbling around us, we can leave quickly.
Very well. Let's move
Okay.
to the door and take shifts for a long rest. I know I could
Look how
greatly
fast I
benefit
can
from
get there.
Well, word of note: you do not see a door.
Oh.
Word of note.
But let's first find the door and then.
So, the place you came out of, like where you appeared through the mist, looking back, now appears to just be like those small ridges, a small ridge of rock, and it's smoothed over now. There's no sign of door. To the sides are just kind of eternal desert. You don't really see anything of note. There's not a cactus. There's not a mesa. There's not a large rock. There's nothing. Out ahead, you can see the very peak of that pyramid, and just the very, very tippy top, and desert, but a sharp horizon. While the deserts to the side of you just seem eternal, there's a sharp horizon on the one ahead of you.
Well,
let's head to the Stargate. I mean, I'm sorry. Let's head to the pyramids.
Get to the Shapa Eye.
So is this is having not rested yet, correct?
I haven't. Looks like
This
Alibaba did a hit die, so I don't. If we're short resting, that's fine. I just need to roll a bunch of hit die.
I did that before I knew we were doing a long rest, so.
Let's go ahead and try to take a long rest. I'm fine with
Okay.
doing this and having this be a potential we all die moment. I think it's good to test. I'm fine with let's take a long rest.
Should we work out shifts just in case?
Yes, I'm probably feeling the most chipper, so I'll take first watch.
Dibs on last watch.
All right. So you settle up. The sun's kind of blazing, but you can find some shade, particularly like near the edge. Kind of to the left there where the rocks are is probably the best spot because you can kind of nestle in a little bit, get out of the sun, and you do have camping supplies, as all adventurers do. And so you curl up for a nice little rest, and for the first almost 2 hours, nothing of note happens. But we're still in Kuros's watch when, Kuros, you start to see a horizon to the sides that you did not see before. There appears now to be a line in the sand, kind of like the one in the front.
Yes, I was worried about that. Uh, hmm.
You're probably an hour 40 into resting time.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and kick Alibaba awake a little bit, very gently, but still a kick.
The kids.
Alibaba, does it look like the world is falling off the cliff there?
The world is a simulation. What? Yeah, and he wakes up. Yeah,
Does it?
and stands up and looks out. I guess. Do I perceive it to be so?
You do see horizon that you previously didn't see. You previously saw eternal sand dunes that
Spotless
But-
night.
that stretched on as far as you could see, and now probably a few hundred feet away you see a horizon.
It's probably a good idea to move.
Yes, this is officially a short rest, and so I think we're not going to be able to stay here much longer. And I really am anxious that we don't have the door right next to us.
I think we should search for the door in our immediate area somehow.
Would you like to let Amoeba sleep, or should we wake him up?
Amubus,
Yeah,
get up, Amubus.
I saw the sun. No, what?
World's falling. Let's try to leave.
Very well.
Yeah.
Hope you had a nice nap.
I
But,
didn't. I didn't get to
time
go to
to
full
go.
health. I had to change my character sheet. I don't know what I'm talking about, but all right.
Yeah, you aren't always guaranteed a long rest when you attempt a long rest.
How many
Yes,
hit,
you
how many hit die can you expend? Just up to your
You
total.
can
as many
expend
as you like.
all, but you only get half your total on a long rest. So don't use all of them.
Yeah, and you can use them one at a time to see like how many you need. So you got 10 off that first one. That's pretty nice.
That's really nice. I'm gonna spend one more though.
How many dice can you roll?
As many as you have. So for y'all, it would be up to 4.
Okay.
Nice. Nice, dude. That's almost full health. You didn't get damaged at the rats, did you? I don't
I
remember.
think only I
No,
did,
I didn't.
and it was
6.
moderately. You got damaged by rats?
I did not. I didn't get hit
You
by
got
a
rat bit?
No, I
Got
didn't
bit
get
by
the
rat?
rats.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
Because
that's what we were talking
I
about.
remember the save and only you did it.
Yeah. Only I was rat bit.
I even reset my spells, so I had to go back and redo that. Ugh.
I'm just gonna look
Alright, man.
around. I want to just look around for a door that's hidden in a wall or under a rock or something. What's your
You can
plan?
go ahead and do. I'll let you do perception or investigation for this particular one.
I think we should just head towards the
Because we'll say
pyramid.
it's a combo looking. I will say the previous 2 rooms you went through did go towards the pyramid.
Yeah, do this while we're walking because it's a path. I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
Oh, it's not an infinite expanse in all directions, and we're just in the middle.
Well,
Okay.
like the image shows, there is a sort of path, and it is in the direction of the pyramid
Okay,
To the pyramid.
well, let's go that way.
Have a little wander.
as well. So as you go forward, there is this sort of horizon ahead of you, and as you come to it, you realize that you're kind of on an elevation, and that's why you couldn't see over it at first.
Mhm.
And as you get to the top, there's kind of a 20-foot drop or so down a sand dune. It's not like a cliff, so it's a gradual, like you can walk down it. And it ends in an ocean.
What?
Why?
Yes. So as far to the left and the right as you can see, there is a massive expanse of ocean, and this what once was a desert to you now appears to be a beach. And you do indeed, as the picture shows, see the wreckage of many a ship along its coastline, and far off in the distance, peeking above the horizon, you can see the tip of a pyramid. And that is where we'll end our episode.
Wow.
See, I told you it'd be more interesting.
Yeah. It is.
Yes, it is.
Cool. Yeah,
I-
so y'all do your short rest stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Forget what I could get back.
what were you saying, mate?
Well,
I was saying that I barely did anything in those fights.
I cast Walk on Water. I
There
don't
you go.
have that. All right.
so that's been Unbeaten Path. Yay! Clap, clap, clap. That was good. So thank you, Twitch, for listening in either now or later. We appreciate the patronage. We ask that you and remind you that you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, hit up the chat. Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. We're gonna have more of the Unbeaten Path next Monday? Question mark. DM, we good?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
So look forward to that. I have not had a chance to put last session before this, session 5, on YouTube, but I'll be doing that. So it is also still here on our Twitch channel, so make sure to check that out. Also, me and Climate Changer had fun with some Fortnite this past Sunday, and we're going to start changing up Sunday night gameplay to being a different game every week. So he called the shot of doing Apex Legends, so hopefully either Battle Armor or maybe PS Zombie would like to join us as we go into some Apex this coming Sunday. So check out that on Sunday night for a little Sunday night gameplay. And yeah, just make sure to check out our Facebook page and YouTube. The VR video I did put on there is very fun. So check that out if you've got a moment. I think that's it. Thank you all for listening, and everybody have a great night. Stay happy and stay healthy. Good night.